Let the stalking commence. So what you'll do is you will search for your industry. So if you're selling vegan baked goods, and plus your city. So vegan, bakery, and I'm currently in Berlin. And then what you'll do is you'll scan the list of results and open any tabs that are actual businesses. So you don't want any articles, you don't want Yelp, you don't want, Happy Cow. What you want is actual business websites. So it looks like the first thing that comes up is Cafe Velicious. This site is actually not really that beautiful, but it's important to make note of all of the features they're using because for some reason it's coming up as the first business site on Google. So that means something. That means that they've done their work. So I went ahead and made a list of all of the pages that they've got on their menu bar. So home, they're calling it Begin. About, they're calling it Velicious, which autocorrects it to delicious. They've got pies, menu, order, jobs, and contact. So I recommend always using whatever is like the most common way of saying it. It's good for people to just understand what they're clicking. So if I wouldn't call a homepage Begin, for instance, I would definitely call it home. But yeah, the interesting part about this website is that it's all on one scrolling page. This was pretty popular a few years ago. I think people are now switching back to the normal websites, but it's really a preference. It's nice to scroll when you are on a mobile phone, so keep that in mind. And it's also an option within Squarespace. So we'll just make a note that it's a scrolling site, which in Squarespace, in order to do that, you would create an index. So I just made a note. Yeah, and then you can just go through like each page and just kind of maybe copy and paste like their about section. This is all just like your preliminary research so that can inspire you. Looks like they've also got, so they've got an about me, they've got philosophy, and they've even got a virtual tour. So these are all things, again, to make note. If you like that feature, if you think it's weird or you don't like it, then don't put it down on your list. Just capture the things that capture your attention. Let's move on to Bramable's Donuts because it's a much better website. You see they've got this cute little icon logo. They've got it front and center. It actually looks like it could be a Squarespace site. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But this style of website is very easy to do. So you've got the cart in the left-hand corner. You've got the ability to switch from German to English, which is very helpful if you're in a country that uses more than one language. You've got a little tagline here. So these are all things that I would be jotting down on my list. So I would make note of all of their, you get the gist. Make note of all of their tabs, and then you can even dig a little deeper and see what they've put on each tab. You can kind of get an idea about the content they're using, which will come in handy later on. This is actually a store, so you can, they have a store interface, which is also something you can do on Squarespace. And then they've also got this like handy map contact section. And yeah, even make note of every kind of detail they have. So they've even got the hours, they've got their address, their multiple locations. They've got their little social media stuff here. They've got a newsletter, and then they've got like the important stuff, Impressum, Datenschutz, terms and conditions. So you're like your legally binding stuff. And then, yeah, same thing as well. Here you can make note that their homepage is actually a slideshow. So if you're someone who is drawn to something like this, again, there's no right or wrong answers, right? Because all of these websites are well done, and you know that because they're showing up in the Google search, which is the whole kind of one of the main reasons of having a website. So jot down all the stuff you like. If there's something you really don't like say you don't like that this is really obnoxiously red, yeah, you can always change that as well. And yeah, that's it for the stalking section.